Hey, Warren.
One that we might be able to solve. Commanders Navarre could tell us what we saw. How is his rehabilitation progressing?
Well, I thought it was going great. But now, if you say that I gotta go.
Try.
All right. When is a Vulcan? No longer a Vulcan.
When his genetic code is sufficiently altered.
No, I was thinking metaphorically.
In that case, a person is no longer Vulcan when he has lost his magic.
How could you get into that?
He must be taught.
Exactly. But what if he's brain dead?
I can hear you.
It may be impossible for him to learn what we're trying to teach.
No. That's what I got taught.
I was merely suggesting that you adapt to the circumstances.
What circumstances?
How you doing?
Almost context.
Yeah, life as usual. Liking the hair. I'm liking the hair. Yeah, mine too. Like, yeah. Okay. Yes. She seems to be busy often.
All right. Can you hear the ticking noise this time? That's the AC unit. Yeah, that's the AC unit to the hotel.
What did you do with my roof?
Oh yeah, I was gonna turn that down. I'm just testing the headset. I switched over to my phone because I can't figure out what's going on with my headset. The headset pairing to the thing making that noise because it's like a staticky noise, right? It's still not picking. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's my headset for the phone. I don't have sophisticated phones like you.
Wait, so that then don't try
Okay. Let me see if I can find that.
not today on the phone though.
It's just going to be the mute option. see if I can do it on here.
What? No.
You look amazing.
Why, thank you.
Warren, you also look amazing.
Okay, that's better. Now I have a picture.
I'm going to mute for a minute while I transition from half-elf ranger to goblin rogue.
And who are we waiting for? We're waiting for Veronica and Chris. Have we heard from Chris? So who are we waiting for? Veronica and Chris.
You are correct.
Okay.
Yippers.
Is it weird to ask you to stand up and show me that top you're wearing?
No, I'll stand up for you.
Yay!
I'm dying. He can't hear me.
Fancy.
That is gorgeous, especially with those earrings.
Thank you.
Fancy.
We have two Kates.
I guess let me post the people haven't gotten used to Discord yet, so let me go post that in chat.
I thought you already did. Oh, no, the links you mean. Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the Facebook chat just to help them out.
One is so I can see his screen. The other one is so I can talk to you because for some reason my laptop's not picking up my Bluetooth.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so when I'm talking to you, I'm on my phone.
You weren't last week, were you? This sounds much clearer.
Because it's my phone. For some reason my laptop's having a hard time with this Bluetooth. I haven't figured it out yet.
You might just want to format it and restore it back to manufacturer standard, and it'll probably clear up a lot of your problems.
Yeah, but I need another hard drive to do a backup first, and I don't have that right now.
You know,
so
what you might want to do is just move over to a Chromebook. I have an Acer that I got from Best Buy for like $100, and if you just ask them if they have any used machines, but this was new, $139, brand new Chromebook. It works great for this kind of stuff.
This is a $1,000 gaming laptop.
Well, it feels like it's having problems, and it shouldn't. So I would have it wiped and restored. Could be overheating too.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it over
How
to
old
San
is it?
Francisco because I bought it. It's 2 years. I have a specialist that will look at it. He can fix any laptop. I mean, any laptop, just about. I'm gonna take it over to him. He's got some repairs I need to have done because my case on my screen cracked on the back side. So, yeah, it's just time. It needs maintenance. It's out of its warranty. It just went out of warranty too.
Mom.
Sorry to change the subject, but Warren, you changed my profile picture in Foundry, and I don't hate it. I quite like that little that little girl.
The goblin?
She's adorable, and thank you. I like her.
Yeah, your picture was really low grade that you had. Not your fault. It was all pixelated, so I found that for you, and Hope that works. If not, we can find another one. That's actually a Pathfinder NPC character.
I dig it.
Yeah, she's kind of cute.
I mean, I know goblins aren't for everybody, but Blake's is a cutie.
Well, they're playing them more and more now. I think it's because one, Pathfinder made it popular, and of course Critical Role started it. And, you know, I didn't start it, but popularized it.
Oh my god! I found where Foundry hides special traits.
Does anybody need their character re-imported from D&D Beyond into Foundry, or are you good?
I do, because I switched some of my spells to be close range.
I think I already did, but I will do it again for you. Alright, close your character sheet out and open it back up, and it should do well for you.
A plus 10 global skill check bonus. Yes, I think I will.
Much better, thank you.
Sorry, closing that out without any changes. I just proud of myself for finding it.
Why?
Yeah, nothing like spraying people with poison. It's gonna be fun.
Wait, where's my loot music?
I think I am going to invite the other player that wants to play. That way we're guaranteed to have a
Quorum?
quorum, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
She's excited to play. I think she'll show up.
Cool. I was thinking of Joe, but you never got back to me about that.
Yeah, it looks like no one else is seeing on the Facebook post.
Yeah. That's okay. So I planned tonight for this.
Matt.
I did. Alright, so let's go ahead and kick this
Hey,
baby
Chris
off.
is here.
Huh?
Chris is here.
Hey, Chris, you made it. Awesome.
Yay!
Let's see here.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so Becky, can you hear us? I want to make sure you're listening. Hello, Becky.
Papa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So,
Wait, Veronica is actually going to be here at some point, she says.
okay.
Okay, so just letting you know. Anyway, carry on.
Do we want to wait a minute or two, or we want to start? It's 6:08. I usually can go up to 6:15. It's not a big deal.
My head isn't hurting, and I can wait all night if y'all want.
We're on a cruise right now with Nick as he goes walking out to his patio to get a cigarette.
We're on an adventure. When you live alone and don't give a damn, you can smoke right at your computer.
Yeah, but then your house smells like cigarettes.
I have no sense of smell, and I live alone.
Okay, so Matthew's outside. I'm in a hotel. You're at home, right, Warren?
No, I'm in a world continent called Wildermount.
Yes, he is.
And the city behind me is Feldrin, the town. It's actually a fan art that they posted up on the wiki. We'll give her a couple more minutes. Chris, is your character?
It doesn't work.
Is Pandora all up?
Elizabeth.
Is Pandora all up to date and ready to go?
I believe so.
Okay. What was your question, Kate?
I was coming in on Elizabeth's background.
I need to get a green screen in order to make backgrounds in Zoom work for me.
Oh, your
Ditto.
PC's not powerful enough for it to filter out the background for you?
I am on an iMac from 2005.
Yeah. We should upgrade you.
Damn, that's not bad.
Right? And it's huge. And
One of your problems is you have backlighting. That'll cause problems because you can see the lights behind your head. I know the sun will go down eventually. I'm just telling you.
I've actually experimented in other areas of the house. I actually have greenish walls here, and I thought that's close enough, right? No. Nope. Different lighting, different, like nothing but plain green paint in the background. It's not the right green, and it's...
No, it's a very chroma. The chroma type is somewhat specific. I could actually... Let me ask a friend of mine which one he used. If he responds.
They make paint in that.
You don't want to paint a wall that color. It's.
Oh my gosh, I would totally paint this accent wall green screen green, and I would turn my desk around so that it's behind me.
Oh my god.
I would do that in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, my video chats for work are going to get so great. You know what? While we're waiting on Veronica, I'm just going to Google that real quick.
Yeah, do where you're actually in the Millennium Falcon in the shooting chamber.
Veronica says a little technical difficulty. She'll be right there.
Okay.
And they do, in fact, make chroma key paint.
Oh, I know they do.
For $84 a gallon?
Yeah, it's stupid, right?
You know what? What is this green screen paper?
You don't want that.
It's cheaper just to,
You want that?
it's cheaper to buy the cloth.
Here, I'll post a link, and any one of these will work. But I'll post this in.
Oh, here's a collapsible background. It looks like the one that Jay had last night.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I've asked him to send that to us. Amazon has all kinds.
That is 5x7 for $57.95 plus shipping.
Yeah. So you want one that covers up behind you, but so you know the camera will have to be, close. I have a screen, so I can actually go, way back because it's far, far away from me.
Nice.
And that gives you that depth that you want when you're doing broadcasting.
Hey, did you see Veronica's message in Discord?
No, what'd you say?
It says her invite is invalid.
For what? All right, give me a second, and I'll send her a new one.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Veronica.
Are you able to get into Foundry?
I was logging into the wrong link. I was like, what's going on? Let me get to the Foundry now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my God, Warren, these green screen links are so much better than what I found.
We literally bought a lime green bed sheet set for Daddy.
Does it work?
It's on its way. We haven't gotten it yet.
I'm going to be looking to see if that works. You got to update us.
I did the kit, so it has the bars and everything, and so it all comes together, and you're done with it. You don't have to worry about anything.
Stop screen plus clamp.
The clamp keeps it taut enough. Zoom will filter out, peculiar stuff, but if you can do a clamps and give it nice and taut, that helps.
Who
Veronica,
doesn't like something hot?
something clamped, nice and hard, and daunt.
Absolutely. Yum, yum, yum.
And instead of painting this wall, I can just put the green screen up on the wall.
Yeah, and then when you have guests over, you can take it down and not have your house, with a shocking green wall.
Veronica, what you missed was that I was playing with the virtual backgrounds in Zoom, which my computer will not handle.
I'm telling you, if you
Oh,
turn
yeah,
your computer around and you're facing the wall instead of the light behind you, I think it'll do it just fine. But you'll have to reverse your direction.
I'm gonna have to prove a thing to you now. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What she's
I didn't know
doing.
your character could do so much magic.
I'm doing something over there, I'm telling you.
Sweet Jesus. Oh, this is gonna unplug my computer, isn't it? Hang on, let me.
It's don't worry about it. It's not that much of a big deal.
Okay, yeah. You know what? The last time I moved my computer while we were playing, it actually disconnected me, and I don't have a battery backup.
Yep.
So,
Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. We were just.
bottom line is, I actually did try that using this plain greenish, plain no feature, no art on it wall as my background with no, like with the light coming this way instead of this way.
Didn't like it.
Still didn't work.
Okay, so you've all, for one reason or another, have made yourselves to the town of Feldrin. It is in the Dwalarian Empire in the Marrow Valley. It's a very fertile land, and if you look at the screen right now, you can see off in the distance kind of the tillage of the town. The tillage is, if you're not familiar with that, is where the farmsteads are, and so off in the distance you can see the farms. It is known as the breadbasket of the Empire, and the reason why is because they produce most of the food for the Dwalarian Empire. Farms here are mostly owned by halflings. The town population is pretty much dominated by halflings. But again, it's a peaceful little town. Although, as of recently, the Empire has been at war, kind of a cold war for some time, with the Empire to the east of them, and it's pretty much an empire populated by various, I guess you would say, wild men, things of that sort. The give me 1 second here. Sorry. Sorry, my computer's running a little slow. Kind of weird.
This is all
So.
very
So
strange.
to the east of here, through the mountains, which border the town, you have the Kryn dynasty, and it is run by dark elves. The humanoid population there is dominated by orcs and ogres and all other types of beasts. The Empire has pretty much declared a war on them, and there has been some infighting, and not infighting, but some cross-border clashes that have occurred between the two empires. So far, let me turn off the notifications. For some reason, my computer is sending notifications. All right. So far, though, there hasn't been any direct incursion with a massive army into the lands of the Empire itself. The locals here, though, are nervous, and there has been some tension of some of the mixed race individuals who half orcs and things of that sort within the Empire. I know we do have a goblin in the midst here. Goblins are while they often get arrested and for no reason at all until they can prove their innocence. So playing a goblin, I'm just letting you know now, is difficult. So you may have to be aware that you'll have to disguise yourself and things of that sort. But it is a hazard of the occupation, you can say, I guess.
Discrimination happens all around. I've traveled a lot and I have experienced that. I mean,
Okay.
that year with the circus, there were some pretty dicey moments, but that's, another time. We'll have drinks. I'll tell the story.
So you've all found yourselves. We're going to say you have all managed to find your ways to the Goldfield Tavern and Lodge. Although there is the Glassy Grass Inn is kind of a watering hole for the local farmers and stuff, and it's kind of the place to go to get cheap drinks that are strong. Think of like a dive bar, if you will. It's really popular with the local farm hands and the farmers when they go out and drink. That's where they tend to go. The Goldfield Tavern and Lodge tends to have, for the town here, it's a little more upscale fare, but it's certainly not anything compared to a major city. If you were to go to a major city, for example. But for this small town, it suffices. One second. All right. So Nick, you've found yourself in this town. You've been here for a short period of time. You also know that your occupation is not all that popular, and oftentimes superstition and fear can surround what you do. So, as in general, you tend to keep a low profile. You have made your way eastwardly.
Do we know what profession Nick has?
Mm-mm. You don't know anything about each other, so this is all player knowledge, not character knowledge. You've made your way to Felderin because a particular rival of yours had found you to the south in a small little hamlet that you've been hiding out. So you had to quickly leave to avoid conflict. And you arrived here. What do you wish to do?
Who are you asking? All of us or Nick?
I'm asking Nick right now.
I'm going to simply just go to the bar and get a drink. Just kind of sit back and observe the crowd.
Okay. So, again, the Goldfield Tavern it's a very comfortable, and it's run by Simon Deepwell, a halfling, middle-aged, gray. It's got the typical server apron on, but it's made of a leather, and you can see a few stains here and there, but nothing like it's not dirty. It's just busy, kind of. I'm doing lots of work, and he shuffles around between the tables, and people were talking. It's getting later in the day, and folks are coming back in from the various tillage jobs they have. Workers are leaving the mills or the blacksmiths and the other jobs they have, and they're stopping in to get their drinks and to relax for a bit. So it's getting busier and busier, and of course Simon he's running around. I'll get with you in just a second, and I'll be right there. And he's quickly running back and forth getting food. And his assistants are also running in the background, and just generally trying to get out of the weeds, but finding it rather difficult because the place continues to fill up. But this is quite common occurrence, and the locals are somewhat used to it. They don't worry too much about it. Some of them even will go up to the bar themselves and have the barmaid help them fix their beer for them, and then go sit back down. But you do find a table off to the side in the back area. And you kind of sit down.
I want to look around. Are there any military forces here, or soldiers, or any kind of like guardsmen, or is it pretty much just farmers and locals?
So, no. In this particular inn, you do see a few of the Righteous Brand and a few of the Empire, the standard military, here, kind of doing their thing. And getting drinks. Some of them are just now off duty. A few of them are discussing and the day's events. Some are filling out paperwork. But yeah, they're just kind of going about their business.
Okay. If any of them like look at me or recognize me, I just want to like tip a cup to them, but make it known that I don't want to be alone.
Okay. Okay. Pandora.
Yes.
So, how do you feel that you arrived in Feldrin? You're muted.
I'm sorry, did you say how did I arrive?
Yeah. So for how do you think how long have you been here, and how do you think you arrived in this town?
I was exploring westward and happened upon this little town, and I've been here a couple of years. Nobody really knows where I came from, especially since I'm not one of the races commonly found to the east.
Wait, do you know where you come from?
Yes.
So Pandora, you made your way past the Kryn dynasty, over the mountains, and into this area. The first bit while you were here, you are very different with your feline features, and people at first would stare at you, but you've ingratiated yourself with the town. You're a hard worker. You've gone about doing your stuff and improving yourself. Many times you've gone out with the small local militias and helped them fight, various creatures, frogs and wolves, and once in a while the occasional goblin raid, but nothing too crazy. So the locals have kind of ingratiated themselves with you, and you actually have a nice relationship with Simon Deepwell, the owner and runner of the Goldfield Tavern. You also have a regular a room here at the facility, and at times you work as a bouncer. There's a couple others that kind of do that, and they'll trade out, and you just kind of do that. You find this evening, today you kind of paroled around the town with some of the local militia, but there hasn't been much going on. Although as of late, there's been a series of crop fires that nobody's really sure what's caused these fires. There's about 4 farms that have had this problem, but no one's been able to figure it out at this time. But you do eventually make your way into the bar, and you get you a nice drink. Or do you get like a cup of milk or something? I'm not sure how you envision your character.
I get my fermented ale.
Your fermented, okay.
Do we know about the fires? Like what time of the day they happen at, or?
They've happened at different times of the day. Early in the morning, sometimes in the evening. There's been a few in the afternoon, but the town militia is handling it, as you've been told when you've inquired about it. Cats, I guess I'm saying that right. Raison, Becky, how'd you find yourself in the town of Feldrin?
I was walking along the pathway, searching for another mage that I was out trying to gain knowledge from, or still, whichever came first. And I came upon this town and learned a little bit about the locals, and some things were a bit concerning. So I stayed for a little bit to investigate.
How long do you think you've been here?
Probably about a month.
Okay. So you've been slowly burning through your earnings that you've had, and staying at the inn. Find that money's beginning to get a little tight, and you're beginning to wonder what you're going to do next. And you find yourselves down in the common room, and you see Pandora walk in. Somebody you've seen before. You know she's one of the locals who will occasionally mercenary herself out with a local militia, and you've kind of done the same thing on and off to help with troubles that the militia is not necessarily qualified to deal with. Um, do you join her at her table, or
Have we merrily met yet?
yes, I just said that.
Okay, then yes, I will join her at our table.
Okay. Valana. How do you think you made your way into the town, Feldrin?
I'm a half breed, and I've felt a lot of rejection in my life, and I'm a bit guarded. I just got to town. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, so I'm just observing and trying to figure out if this is any place to hang my hat for more than a night.
Okay. 1 second here. Yeah, so I guess you're kind of pushing yourself out of your comfort range because you're a bit of a hermit. I mean, I'm looking at your background. You're a bit of a hermit and haven't really gotten out of your quiet seclusions you've had for some time. What kind of made you want to get out from that life?
So I am a cleric, and my desire to be of use has pulled me back into the world, so to speak, but I'm not
Okay. Okay.
happy about it. Oh, did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
You
you.
did? Oh,
You keep muting though.
okay. Oh, yes, because I'm trying to get my headset on. It's not working, so I've been playing around with it. I want to do it quietly.
Okay. Okay. We'll get back to you then. Who else are we needing to get in here? So that's Blix. So, Blix, how did you find yourself in the town of Feldrin? And how have you dealt with the racial issues you had to deal with being a goblin? And oftentimes you've heard of the town guards actually going out on raiding parties to deal with goblin problems. And only a couple times, not a whole bunch.
That's a fact. And I mean, that's true of this town as it is with elsewhere. But in all my travels, you know, it was less of an issue here while still being a significant issue than it was elsewhere. And I just felt like it was a pretty exotic kind of location. It was interesting to me. I grew up in the wastes of Zoros. So this is very different from what I'm used to. I had to leave town kind of in a hurry. My family sent me away for my own safety. And then I, on the way back home sometime later, I encountered this traveling circus, and I've been all over the continent with them over the course of many months, about a year or so. And when we ended up here in this town, I just fell in love with it, and I decided to stick around for a little while when the circus moved on. So I've been earning my keep by, busking at the local dive bar, juggling, acrobatics, playing my lute for whatever tips I can get. And am I well liked? No. Doesn't matter, because I'm not liked anywhere. So this is as good as any place else, and I'm digging it.
Well, you're not the only misfit in town. There are several others here that often draw a look when they're moving around and about in the town. One of them happens to be Pandora. She definitely stands out. And Kat's also kind of, just due to her Genasi appearance draws some attention also. So you've kind of ingratiated yourselves with each other. So you've all found yourselves in here one way or another, sitting at the same table or at different tables, but generally in the same area.
Look, I've got a Pandora.
Right? When you'll see the town Sarasta, which is the actual like the town mayor or the leader, which is appointed by the Empire. Most towns are appointed one from the Empire, but here the Empire allowed the town folks to elect and appoint their own leader. So Theonore, Whisperthin, kind of comes in and kind of looks around and spies several of y'all as you're all kind of sitting around. He walks over to your table and he goes, "Good evening. I know you're probably all just finishing up your day, but there's a problem, and I'm sure you've heard of it. And Del Westbrom, he's a farmer not too far from here, up in the tillage to the north of the town. He's had some problems with his crops, and he's needed some investigation. And I recommended John. I was hoping perhaps you can to go and chat with him. And he's kind of, as he's saying this information to you, he's a little over middle age. He's got that balding hairline, receding hairline that's going. He's got a silverish white beard that kind of wraps around, and his clothing is of a nice make. He obviously spends some money on his appearance. He's got nice boots, and a lot of the halflings here, because they work on the farms with heavy animals and equipment, tend to wear boots or shoes during the day, although some of them will shed them in the evening. Not all halflings like to wear have their feet booted or clothed or shoed. But
he's saying this to who's he saying this to? A group of tables.
So the table were Pandora and I think Katz and was it Blix or I believe.
Okay, am I close enough to overhear this?
Yes, the rest of you are right around there. It's kind of where y'all kind of are comfortable. It's back off to the side. You can get a view of the entrance and the stage where a bard will sometimes perform.
Veronica's rebooting, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so, and he kind of leans forward and he kind of like observes all of y'all because he's worked with all of y'all in one way or another, just to. Having y'all go do little errands or various jobs in town to help you earn money. And yeah, you all have a good relationship with the town mayor. He kind of leans forward to Pandora's table and he goes, and you notice he kind of glances over at the Empire table where all the guards are, and he goes, so I need to keep it kind of, just kind of keep it, just between us, just go out there, talk to him real quick, Del, and see what what issues he's having, and I would appreciate that. He'll be available to probably tomorrow. Any questions?
I have many questions, but I'm not sure how to phrase them.
Do we all know where this farm is at?
Yeah, he tells you it's in the northern edge of the tillage, and he just kind of explains where you'll find it out along the road leading out of the town. You'll follow the river as it meanders northward, and he describes the farm to you. He says it's an older farm, and you just go there and to investigate and see what the problem is he's having.
Well, okay. What else can you tell us about it?
And again, you notice he kind of looks over at the table of the Empire man, and he goes, I would just recommend you go talk to Del Westburn. And he goes, but I must excuse myself. And he turns around and he goes, but he will compensate you for your time, I'm sure of it. And he turns around and he walks out the door. He's oddly nervous.
I kind of scoot closer to the group or whatever. It's like, that was fairly suspicious. And kind of look at the other people at the table.
Um, can I perceive anything odd about him?
No, he just seemed nervous. But make a perception check. Actually, an insight check, please.
Can I do that as well?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Can I?
I'm not even sure I've ever met this man before. I may have had a little too much ale. I don't know. Hey, maybe I'll play a song.
All right. Yes, yes, Kat. You can make an insight check if you like.
By the way, do you want our checks to be public rolls like this, or do you prefer them to be blind?
Normally blind, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're all still learning this software, so this is all right.
Show off.
Okay, how do I initiate an insight? Do I click on insight?
Yeah, so
And roll.
you open your character sheet up, and then if you mouse over insight, you click on the word, and it'll roll it.
I know something.
So,
If there's something to know.
so Nick.
Exactly.
All right. So Nick and Kat, you've had some dealings with the I can't say this name, Stratorasta. I don't know. And he's an all business kind of man, but he does get quite jovial once he gets into his drinks. But tonight's his behavior was odd. Y'all do remember though that there has been some tension between the Empire and the town, and you recall one evening where he was at the table with some of the Empire guards, and there was I wouldn't call it it was heated, or it was definitely an impassioned discussion, and just one of the guards said, one of the captains of the guard here that's been stationed, just said, "Well, if you lose control of this town, the Empire will be sending their own representatives here to ensure things are run properly. With the battles heating up with the Kryn dynasty, it's very important that the crops and the foods be brought in. Any interruptions in that will cause problems, and that just can't be allowed with the current situations with the Empire and the Kryn dynasty." And that was the gist of the conversation. And the mayor was very much put off by this. So it's up to y'all if you want to share that information or not.
Yeah, definitely share that he may be acting a little weird because he's worried about losing the control that he has of the city to the military.
So you just kind of announce that to the group.
Yeah, if there's kind of a sense that everyone's thinking that he's acting strange or whatever, I'll give that as a reason.
Quietly, as long as Pandora and Blix aren't too blitzed.
Sorry, I couldn't understand you.
I said quietly to Pandora and Blix if they're not too blitzed.
No, they're not drunk. They're just, into their drinks. And they were distracted by this gentleman who was walking by who had these amazing abs. But they don't know his name. A farmhand boy.
Abs!
Instead of the pool boy, the farmhand boy, I guess. I don't know.
As I'm watching Pandora purr louder and starting to want to rub. Said person.
So, 1 second, please. I've got to look up.
Also,
Go ahead.
I also tell the group that if they're interested in going, I wouldn't mind tagging along. I've been curious about these fires that have been going on.
And I already know where the farm is since I've been patrolling for about a year.
You do. You do.
I
So
get quietly together with Nick to discuss about the fire.
you know of the area, Pandora, of where the farm is. You don't necessarily know or haven't encountered the owners of the farm itself, but you know it's in the tillage. It's about an hour out from the town. It's a good little hefty hike out there, but not too bad. Give me 1 second here. I'm looking for something.
An hour walk is nothing. We usually walk for days.
You can.
So wait, is that an hour for me or an hour for Blix? Because we have very different strides.
I'm kind of hoping that you're not too averse to having maybe like a shoulder partner. Very small and you're very large. I figure we could average out.
You could always cart her.
We could what?
Cart.
I don't understand you.
Like she pulls you. She pulls you in a little cart.
Yeah, we'll get a radio flyer and she can just tug me along.
Basically.
All right, 1 second. I'm trying to do a.
While we're waiting, my pony's really sad right now. He has had no carting for like a year. Poor guy.
So as you're communicating this to each other, you notice one of the Empire guards is kind of got his head cocked off to the side. He's holding this beer mug of ale right here. He's got his head kind of like his ear in y'all's direction, and he kind of looks at y'all. Leans over when he notices you looking his way, Nick. He then suddenly kind of pulls his head back and goes back to drinking with his friends. You don't know this particular this particular guard. He was part of the recent deployment that arrived of about 25 Empire guardsmen who've been sent in this direction. But he goes about his drinks. You're muted.
Yes, sorry. So he just kind of glanced at us, and then like when he noticed us looking at him, he turned back.
Yes, he did. Well, like I said, you could tell he was kind of leaning over, listening to the conversation, had his ale, and then when he looked in that direction, saw y'all look in his direction, he just kind of went back, turned his back to y'all, went back to talking to his friends.
Okay, so definitely eavesdropping.
He was possibly. You can make an insight check if you like, but it looks like it. You can do a perception check to see perhaps what he's saying to his friends.
Can I do perception check?
Make a. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah, with the noise going on in the bar, and a traveling bard who's recently arrived, just now strumming their lute up on stage, tuning it up, getting ready to perform. He just can't make out the conversation that's occurring at the table. But occasionally there's a kind of a nod, like a chin nod in y'all's direction towards y'all. But they never look back at y'all. Maybe one of the individuals across from the table in the conversation kind of looks up in y'all's direction, but never avoids eye contact. And again, this is part of the new deployment into the town.
So I've never worked with any of these people before, right?
You have not, and they've the newer deployment has pretty much kept to themselves, and they're very much by the book kind of individuals. From what you've heard of others who had dealings with them, yeah, they regularly file their reports. They send them in, very much by the book.
Okay, so none of my past contacts have really said anything about them. They don't really know anything.
Well, you haven't really asked. You just like, huh. This is very recent. This past few days they arrived. You haven't really investigated them. That would take some time.
Okay.
Have I gone on any expeditions with them?
No, nobody has in this group. Like I said, they seem very much to stay within their own ranks.
Human?
And some of the Empire guards that have been here for a while have started to be rotated out of the town. That's not unusual, but these individuals have been here for a while, and some of them were probably wanted to make to have roots here in the town after their term of service. But that's not the case. Some of them have been rotated out.
I'm curious, is it possible for me to very, very, very subtly, sneakily kind of edge closer and see if I can hear what they're talking about?
So you kind of want to make a stealth check and see if you can overhear what they're so explain to me. Well, actually, what? Make me a blind roll check, please. So in the chat box, you'll see it says public roll, a little down arrow. You hit that, and you'll see where it says private and blind GM roll. You click the blind GM roll, and so I can see it, but you don't know your results, just so everybody knows that. So Blix, yeah, so you definitely want to try to catch what they're talking about, especially because there are occasional glances up in y'all's directions. How do you go about this?
How far away were they originally from where we're sitting together?
Well, they don't have social distancing in this world, so they're probably no more than a table or two over. But like I said, people are getting up and walking around, and it's a very familial crowd of people who are enjoying their conversations and their drinks and their friends and things of that sort.
You said that the musical act is about to perform, and that's kind of my area, and I'm going to act as though I'm into the lute playing professionally, and just use that as an excuse to kind of gradually edge closer to their table, while trying to seem as though I'm entirely engrossed in what's going on stage.
Well, happens to be in your favor, as their table is closer to the stage, the final tuning of the lute has been accomplished, and the bard, who you don't know and has not yet introduced themselves, gets up real quick, puts his lute on the stool he was performing on, and bows to the crowd, says, "I shall begin performance very shortly. If you have any requests, just let the barmaid know, and she will pass them on to me. Or if you wish to request personal of me, then, bring a silver or a gold. And a platinum will certainly get you a number." And then he gets up and heads towards the bar to get himself a drink.
I look as though I'm intensely interested in his instrument, which he has left on the stage, so that I can stay where I'm at listening to the table.
Okay.
By the way, I still have my lute strapped to my back, so it's obvious I'm musical. Just to be clear to everyone else, not a bard.
One second. All right. So you, as he says that, you kind of make your way past the table of the Empire guards, and the conversation. They don't seem to notice you, and you kind of tilt your ear in the direction as you kind of squeeze by them. Can you give me a perception check, please? Blind. All right, Blix. So yeah, you kind of make your way past this table of the Empire guards, and they're going on about their business. But you hear glimpses of a conversation as people are talking. And about this time is when the bard makes his announcements about money and songs. So it kind of clips out some of the conversation before they turn their attention towards the stage as the bard goes back up on the stage with his drink. But what you hear is it's only a matter of time. And one of them goes, "Yeah, I know." And then the reports are there's been disturbances in the area. Yeah, but we've had no details. Yeah, well, we'll find out more information. Why do you think the mayor was? Why do you think this? I can't say this damn man's name. Um, why do you think Theonore was in here? And he was talking to those individuals. And about when he says that, they all look back in the direction of y'all's table, and their eyes brush past you, Blix, and they immediately go back to their drinks, and they stop the conversation. And that's when he goes, I am Gavin Stone Swoon. Uh, I have a bard who travels far and wide, and let me entertain you and thrill you with my performances and songs tonight. And then he sits down, pulls his lute out. He's a half elf. He's got a chocolatey silky skin, brown, long, flowing hair, blue eyes that strikingly stick out. He's about 5 foot tall, has a very muscular build, got a very oblong yet pretty face. As he sits down, he begins strumming his lute and breaks out into a song. It's just a common sonnet. So that begins. What else are the rest of you doing?
I would like to sneak up behind
Just
the
for a
table.
second. I don't think I'm seeing what everyone else is seeing. I'm not sure why my view is different. I'm seeing the background of behind you, Hector. By the way, you look gorgeous tonight.
Yeah, that's all we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mental
I'm like, where
theater.
is this pub? Okay. All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
for making
I don't have
sure
the
that I'm
pub
not
up.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't have the pub up on.
That's right.
Okay. Woo, thank you. I feel better now.
Yeah, so I guess while the music's playing, we can kind of like get to know each other better. Those who haven't met each other or haven't been around traveling and doing things, we can kind of introduce ourselves and stuff like that.
So yeah, I'll push y'all's tables together or what?
Sure, why not?
I am going to head back to the
I
table.
will do so. I'll do so hesitantly.
Okay. So you all push yourselves back to the table. Just for your own edification, how about you describe yourselves to each other? And I guess we'll start with Blix.
Blix is a completely mature adult 12-year-old goblin. I'm quite short, quite slight. I'm only a little over 3.5 feet tall, female. Got greenish gray skin, green hair, black eyes, and obviously, I carry a lute. You've seen me around performing. I'm quite a skilled performer. I'm actually better at juggling than I am with the music, but you do what you gotta to make some money. I'm not from around here.
But the dealings you've had with Blix throughout the town have proving to be quite resourceful when needed.
And completely pleasant for a goblin.
And an amazing locksmith. Okay, who's
And if
next?
anything has gone missing from your pockets during those interactions, that was coincidence.
All right, let's do Kate. Becky.
So, I'm what they call an Earth Genzini, and I have a different look than most. I don't look human, but I'm about the same height as an average human female. And I'm not very young, but I can be very old. Right now, I'm kind of in the middle of my life, so I'm what they call middle age, and I look good for my age. Mostly, I don't really trust a whole lot of people. I don't believe all the evils in the world belong in anybody's hands but those who can protect them, and I will find them and kill them. So I'm here just to basically be backup, and I will get my hands bloody. I will cut somebody, and I definitely, if I find something interesting, I'll take notes, even if it's slaughtering something that looks kind of yucky. I'll be like, what's this? I haven't seen this before, and report it and write it down. I'm very awesome.
So
there you go.
how do you look? What are you wearing? What's the state of your clothing, your attire, your skin tone, things of that sort?
For me, I am like an olive complex person.
A what?
Dark hair, olive complex person.
An
Dark hair.
An olive complexion?
Yes.
Okay. Dark hair? Brown, black? What?
Brown. I
Brown.
look like I'm earth tone. If you just look at me, you think of earth.
Okay.
I'm usually cloaked wherever I go.
You do what wherever you go? Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding you, Becky.
I'm usually cloaked wherever I go.
So what's your cloak look like? Your cowl, if you will.
It looks like burlap, but it's made out of a really fine cloth. I tend to find wealth when I can, and I tend to dress finely in that wealth as much as possible, but it doesn't look like it's wealth. To me it is. To other people it looks like it's a rag. It's really fine cloth, but it doesn't look like it is. That's how I dress.
Okay. How do you think that you've come to know this motley crew of adventurers, Becky? Kate?
Running into Pandora was more of my wanting to know about her species a lot more. And it just happened that the goblin knew her, so of course goblins were on the list as well. And Blix is funny and drunk, and I can hide in the shadows of Blix. She takes a lot of attention. I'm good with her.
Okay.
I don't know about Veronica's character and Nick's. I've seen around town, but we've never really, we've like, hey, and that's about it. We both kind of are like, I don't really know you, but I don't really know you type person. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Valana?
Okay, my turn. So I am a cleric half elf. What a surprise. I've never done that one before.
And she's dropped off. Oh, no.
Oh no.
All right. So, Nick?
All right, so I'm human. Got white hair, just olive skin. I've been out in the sun a lot. I have like an old like officer's breastplate, stuff like that, but I don't have any insignia. I don't have any rank or anything like that showing. I've got weapons and stuff like that. Just kind of, you can tell I've been around and I've been fighting. And for those that I have seen around town and stuff like that, I'm not really involved with the military. I very much seem to be on my own. So a little bit about me. I've traveled all over the place with the military. I used to be a lieutenant. And I tell you that I'm no longer with the military. I resigned my commission after a battle that I did not agree with. One of my friends died. So me and the military were close, but not real close. And right now, I'm just looking out for taking care of people and just kind of doing my own thing.
So, Nick, you know that the Empire, when they feel a town can't deal with its problems, especially a critical town, they will literally take over the government and push the leadership out, which is perhaps why you think that Theonora is a bit nervous, perhaps.
Yeah, I passed on some of that information just from things I've seen in the past.
Yeah. So it's Nick. Pandora, have you gone yet?
No.
Okay. So I sent a message to Veronica, but I don't know if she knows she's dropped off or not. So, message her if you can, Elizabeth. All right, go ahead, Pandora.
So I am 6'10", very slight, agile feline, all black fur, a little bit of purple on the tips of my ears. And I wear a chainmail like tank top. I still need to move. I'm very curious about things, but I don't care about money. So I usually go out with the local militia and they give me like food or little trinkets that they found in trade.
That's adorable.
So how do you think that? I mean, I kind of introduced you to each other already, but how do you feel you met, and who do you bond the most with in the group so far?
So far, the most I'm distrustful of Kate and Nick.
Me too. They're shady.
Right? I don't really know Valana that well, but Blix and I have been hanging out because we're kind of like the lone ones. There's not a lot of Goblinkin. There's not a lot of Spaxy, so we kind of bonded over being lonely.
We're the oddball.
And
we're the oddballs.
Yeah, it's also really funny that she's incredibly short and I'm so tall.
You are literally almost double my height. I am 3'8", and so you are 3'2" taller than me. That's hilarious.
More than that. I'm 6'10".
Oh my gosh, there's more than 10 inches in a foot. You know what? Math is hard. That's not my thing. You want to hear a song?
She's so cute.
Plus, I love giving her scritches. I think she's adorable. She's really. I wish more people would get to know Pandora because she's kind of awesome. You know, I don't feel like people give her enough credit for how awesome she is.
So, you kind of spend the rest of the evening relaxing, talking to each other, and it passes. You know that in the morning you've been asked by the Starosta to go investigate, or at least talk to Del Westprom about what's going on. And again, you notice there's some tension going on. Is there anything else you wish to do this evening?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So you all retreat for the evening back to your prospective dwellings. Anything y'all wish individually to do before I end the night? I guess he's throwing darts. All right. So y'all, you wake up the next morning. You go about your business. Do y'all all gather up back at the inn? How do y'all meet up with each other to head out to the farm out in the Felderin tillage?
It seems most logical that we would just meet right back there so that we could maybe get some breakfast and have a pint before we head off for the day.
Yeah, it seems like a good place to meet up.
And that way I can sleep as long as possible.
Okay.
You're back again.
I can't. I'm just
Yay!
You missed nothing.
Okay, all right.
The next morning to, have a little breakfast and head out.
So I'll just quickly ask you. I just asked everybody how they felt their character, because I know I mentioned some options for you, but how do you feel that you knew these individuals, Valana? Is there any particular one individual you bonded with?
No, I'm not sure about any of them, to be honest with you. But
I know that it's time for me to rejoin humanity, and this seems like a great group to start with. I see nothing about them except for this gnome that seems to make me concerned, and they seem like a ragtag bunch of misfits, which is exactly how I see myself.
Okay.
So this makes sense to me. I'm going to see if I can begin bridging the gap between me and these individuals and see what happens. I should describe myself: brown hair, bronze skin, brown eyes, 5'6", 165. I'm female and I'm about 20 years old. So I'm young for an elf. Not like super young, but young.
Speaking for Blix, I totally like Valana. What I know of her so far, but I kind of sense that she's not too sure about people, and I've always tried to be respectful of that and give her space. Friendly space. Friendly silence to you, Valana.
Which is probably a good thing.
All right.
Probably going to be over fast or anything.
I'm not trying to give you ear scritches. That's just for pain.
Those are nice.
Thank you.
So you
So
all
I have
got
to bend down.
scratchy. So you all make your way heading out. Do you have any errands you wish to run this morning before you head out? Don't all speak of it one time.
No, I'm good. I'm ready for a little mini adventure out to the farms.
Okay.
Nice to
another day.
Following we shall go.
I just want to keep an eye out for the new group of recruits that are in town and see. Just gotta keep an eye on where they're at.
Okay. Yeah. So you all meet up. I'm going to say you go ahead and meet up outside of the Goldfield Tavern and Lodge that morning, and you can smell the pork being cooked early this morning. It's the farm hands and the farming folk generally don't eat breakfast at the inns and stuff. They only come there for libations mostly. Maybe when they're off for more than one day, they will come with their family and enjoy some food. But otherwise, they tend to eat at home. So obviously the food that's being cooked are for those who are staying long term there or the travelers through here. You do know that many of the Empire guards will come here for food as they enjoy it more so than their base camp food. But yeah, Nick, you don't see any of the individuals kind of following. Is there something you're trying to discern exactly?
I'm just trying to keep an eye on, because they're new recruits or whatever, and there's been some question about their behavior. And just from my own experience or whatever, new recruits that stick to themselves are kind of questioned anyway. So I just want to kind of keep note of like where they're at and kind of if they're around or what they're doing.
All right. Did you do any investigation during the evening, or did you just this morning when you're making your way? Are you asking folks, or?
No, just a basic observance.
Okay, so you didn't ask any of your contacts in town before they get sent off elsewhere.
No, that's correct.
Okay, so you you don't really see any odd behavior from them or any further nosiness into your business. They're here. They're definitely here to get their food and then go about their patrols, or at least and that's to the east, which would be along the Ashen Peak mountain range to the east of here. So you gather up and y'all begin heading northward out of town. Like I said before, it takes about an hour and a half to make your way out to the Del Westbrook farm. Pandora, you know of the location, but like I said before, you've never actually been to the farm itself, and it's always seemed to you the fields seem somewhat overgrown and not well maintained, and the household from the road, which is a good ways off the road. I mean, in Texas, a lot of the farmhouses are way off the main road, right? Same situation here. From the distance, it looks like it's not well maintained. And as y'all arrive, the sun has now made its way up and up into the sky. Ooh, I need to pull something up real quick. Give me a second here.
Oh my God, Facebook just rolled out of dark mode.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sorry. Give me a second here.
How do I get the dark mode?
So
It just popped up the option for me.
you're smack middle in the in the Fezeran, which is fall is approaching, right? Fall is coming. Many of the plants are losing their leaves. Temperatures are beginning to decline. So this morning, as you're making your way up, and the sun begins to rise up, is that a certain briskness to the air. It's kind of a refreshing walk out to the farm. So you make your ways out there. You pass a few of the town militia on your way out. They wave to you and they ask you, where are y'all headed off to? Jacob, one of the townsmen, asked you.
We just tell them that we're going up to the north side of town.
So how do you tell him that?
Just headed up to the north side of town.
Oh, business? Jacob says back to you, Pandora.
Personal.
Oh. He kind of leans forward, kind of nudges you, goes, a nice lassie, huh?
You know it.
They all laugh and they begin walking off. He goes, well, be safe. And they walk off. Like I said, you make your way out to the edge of the town, about an hour and a half out. You see the road leading up to the farmstead itself. It does not look well traversed. The grass has kind of grown over most of the trail. What do y'all wish to do?
As we walk up the trail, I would like to keep an eye out around us for anything hiding in the tall grass.
Okay.
How tall is the tall grass?
Well, for a halfling, it would be probably right around your chin height. So good. I don't know, 4.5 feet tall, maybe 3.5, maybe 3.5 to 4 feet tall.
Somebody keep an eye on me. Do we have a leash or something I can hang on to?
You can hang on to my tail.
Thank you. I'm going to hang on to Pandy's tail.
All right.
You mind Pandy?
The trail though leading to the house, to the farm, it's not overgrown that much. It's just not as wide as most of the trails because the grass has slowly worked its way inward, right? Over time. But go ahead, Pandora, and make me a perception check. But do it blind, please.
I'd also like to do a perception check on the path itself to see if I see any kind of strange, like anything that would be out of the norm for this kind of path, like footprints or anything like that. Something that
That's an investigation. If you're looking for out of the ordinary, or like you're stopping and looking for things.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want that blind as well?
Oh yes.
The grass is a good 6 inches at least above my eye line, so I'm pretty sure I see grass, the path that we're on, people around me, not much else. Maybe some clouds if I look up.
All right, Blix. All right, so Pandora, you're kind of keeping an eye out. Nothing out of the ordinary. You see some pheasants fly off in the distance, but nothing catches you as odd or different. Although it's definitely not farmed. You can tell that this is not productive farmland at the moment, which is odd because all the local farmers are being pressed to be very productive by the Empire to produce food for the armies to the east of y'all. Nick, you don't see anything that stands out along the trail at all. Nothing really catches your eye that looks abnormal, if you will. As you round up a slight little hill where the house is built on top of, it's an older structure, and it looks a little bit dilapidated. Some of the equipment in the yard has weeds and grass growing over it. It's very obvious to y'all. This equipment here, this farmstead, is not active. It is not producing. It's just too overgrown, you believe. But the door to the place is open, and you do see an individual in there kind of waving y'all towards them. But from this distance, you can't quite make out who it is. And once they wave toward y'all, it says, please, come in, and disappears into the shadows of the farmstead. What do y'all wish to do?
Cautiously approach the house.
All right. You make your way up to the door. You see weeds growing up, vines along the edge of the farmstead. I'm sure you've seen the cobblestone type buildings that have the thatched roof and all that. That's what you kind of see here. Off behind it, you see an older, dilapidated barn that is not that has a large amount of vines growing up and over it. Do you walk in? The door is open for y'all.
I want to look inside and see what I can see inside before I go in.
All right, so the sun is shining brightly behind you, or above you, I'm sorry. And so your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness beyond. You see, as you look through the door, a main chamber that you see the figure off in the darkness. It's got its cloak pulled over it. And it goes, oh, Nick, please come in. Make an insight check, please.
You want that blind or?
Yes. Okay. You don't recognize the cloaked figure inside, but the air does smell kind of older in this house, and very much so that it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? I would say it's not fresh in the sense that it doesn't have the morning smell of food and things of that sort that an active household would have. Please come in, you hear the voice say.
I think I would normally be cautious of entering a dark room. So I would tell him, say, why don't you come out here and talk to us?
And again, the individual says, Nick, I need to speak to you inside.
Lix is not afraid.
What can I see with my dark vision?
Cautious.
So, yeah, all of y'all can make an insight check. The DC is
Okay, I'll do it.
The DC is a 15, so you can all just roll public if you like.
Okay.
Roll.
I'm done for that.
Go Blix.
Damn, I didn't do that.
I'm very insightful tonight.
It's morning.
Oh, insight. Hold on. How do I do this? So how do I roll for insight?
So what you're going to do is you're going to open your character sheet. Do you know where that is, Veronica?
Yes.
All right, so on your character sheet, you're going to open that up. And
Insight, I'm +4.
you'll see under attributes, you'll see acrobatics, animal handling, arcana, things of that sort. You'll see the word insight. If you click on the word itself, you'll get a little box that prompts you. And you don't have advantage or disadvantage, and no situational modifier, so you just hit roll normal. Click on the word normal, and it will roll for you. Try that out.
Am I doing this right? Okay, I'm at insight.
Click on the word insight itself.
Click on the word insight. Okay.
Did a little pop-up come up on your computer screen?
You want me to screen share and show you how I roll?
Sure, that'll be great.
Okay. So there's my character sheet.
Oh,
Okay. And here is insight. If I click on that, I get my insight skill check pop up.
got it. Okay.
And then you just roll normal. And we're doing a public roll this time. And if you wanted a blind roll, here's the drop down where you could change that.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let me try this. Okay. Minimize that window, go back into here. When you said character sheet, I immediately went back into my, and that's me why, back into my D&D and grabbed that character sheet. And I was rolling like crazy. I'm like, it's not working.
They're actually an add-on for that, but that's for another conversation. There's an extension for Chrome.
So did you get it to work,
Mhm.
Veronica?
I think so. Let me see. It's just normal.
There you
Like
go.
so.
There. Good. All right. So I said the DC was 15. So, what were you trying to accomplish again? I forgot what all of that stuff. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Yeah, we're trying to
What can we see inside the house?
Okay.
And should we be concerned? No, what was your word, Nick? Cautious.
So Blix, you rolled a natural 20.
Uh-huh.
You're kind of peeking around Nick's. You're like slightly behind him, and you're looking in. Your goblin eyes quickly adjust to the darkness of the room, and you kind of scan the place with your red beady eyes, and you realize that this place is dusty. It's not used. It looks like it's been abandoned for some time. It's an ideal place for a goblin to hide out in. And you're like, yes, I could hide out here. This hasn't been used in some time. But this is supposed to be an active farm, from what you're told. That's what you realize. Pandora, this place is definitely there's no current lights going on. The figure is obviously trying to keep themselves slightly hidden. So between you and Pandora, and I'm sorry, Blix and Pandora, you know that they are purposely staying inside and encouraging you to come in. And you're like, wait a minute, I think I recognize, I do recognize the voice. Both Pandora and Blix, you have an idea of who this might be.
And who is that?
Well,
Is it Theodore?
And while initially I wasn't concerned about going in, I'm definitely
I'm not going
I
in.
got nothing.
yeah.
I got nothing.
okay. So I am going to try. I don't know how to do this in unfortunately, I don't know how to do it in Foundry. I think there's a way to send a private message, but for right now, I'm going to send it in another tool. Give me a second here. So I'm going to right click. All right.
I do have a spell I could use.
That's Blix, and then I need to send it also to who else? Pandora.
Pandora.
So let me chat with you. And so I just sent you a message in Zoom chat, 2 private messages, so y'all should see that.
So
It's up to you to decide if you want to tell the group. Of course, be aware what you say could be overheard.
I make eye contact with Pandora and give her a questioning look. Nervous fellow. So, Veronica, while you were experiencing technical difficulties, this is when the dude came into the pub and he seemed really nervous and maybe a little shady. And he was telling us we needed to go see this dude at this farm this morning. So that's
Nick, it's that guy.
So Pandora.
What do y'all do? But please, come in, come in.
I keep telling him, it's like, why don't you come outside? It's a really nice day. It's like we can talk out here. You can show us where these fires were.
Just trust me, Nick. I have reasons to stay within. There's nothing.
Can you kind of come out of the house, please? Just for the moment. Let's kind of chit chat out here. We kind of want to know where, if you could point to us where the fires are. That'd be awesome. As I kind of scowl at him.
I have an idea. You could stay where you're at, since clearly we're having a conversation just fine. We'll stay here. You stay there. And perhaps you can tell us what this is about.
He goes, look, I really don't want the Empire Guards to know we're having this conversation, which is why I asked you to come out here to the farmstead. It's a good distance from the town. I'm sure you can tell I am Theonore. So please come in so we can have a conversation. I don't want a passing guards from the Empire seeing you here, just in case.
Oh, that's good enough for me. I go in.
All right, you walk in. Like I said earlier, this place, it's a ramshackled, run-down, not used dwelling, and there's dust and dirt. There's even vines growing in between the cracks between the windows and the outside.
What you've done with the place, this is fantastic. Can I stay?
I go ahead and like loosen my sword from its sheath or whatever. I don't pull it out. I just want to knock it out so it's not whatever bound. And I follow Blix in, just kind of staying like close to the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Nick.
I go in and I stand right inside the door, off to the side.
I'm gonna go in and find a corner, my back into the corner so I can walk.
I find a chair in the center of the room and I hop up on it and kick my feet up.
I kind of stay by the door, but I'm kind of in and out of the doorway, but in the house.
Okay, so he pulls the cowl back, and you do recognize him. He is the Starosta of Starosta Theonore. He is the town mayor, if you will. He goes, look, I'm sure you've figured it out by now, but I didn't want to discuss the fires we've been having in the crops here, and the farmers of these households also have agreed to keep it kind of quiet, and there are several of them, at least 4 farms that have recently had some problems. In the 3 farms, I'm sorry, they've had some fires, and I need them investigated. If you could do this for me, I'll make sure that there is some compensation for you in your troubles.
Let's be more specific. What compensation?
He goes, Blix, I could certainly pass some. We have some various baubles off that may be of interest to you, and perhaps some silver if you like.
You said there's been 4 farms that have issues with the fire. Do you have any information or anything you've learned?
No. About 2 weeks ago or so. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, a farm here had a problem with the crops, and they reported to me. At first, I thought maybe it was uh, no insult, Blix, but perhaps goblins in the area causing problems. But
Hey.
but uh, Deck
Can you
Jalton.
kind of point out to where they might be?
Well, he goes, if you continue northward along this road, one of the farms, the first one, I tell you, actually, it will be uh, Deca Jalton. And yes, Pandora, you do know the name. He's a young Felderin who actually fled the town of Alfield, when it was ransacked by gnolls just a few months ago. You haven't had much dealings with him, but he's been pretty successful in his farm. He's got a wife and some farm hands, and they've been doing pretty well, and a daughter also. But from uh, what Theodore tells you is that Theodore tells you that there was a fire, and he's asked it to help investigate it.
So the farm was actually doing well before the fire?
What? Yes, their fields were set afire.
Yes, I was asking about their production. They were doing well.
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely.
What about the other farms? Were they doing well as well?
Sorry, my dog is barking. Yeah, most of them have been doing well. Yes.
How many different farmers have been hit?
I've told you three farms have been hit.
Do the farmers
So
have
anyway,
any
so
idea
I
who it might
recommend
be?
you go talk to Deca Jalton, and see, because he reported that they saw somebody in their fields prior to the fire. So we know somebody is doing this. We just don't know who, and I can't afford to have the Empire suspect we can't handle our business. It would be devastating for the town to have them take over. I'm sure you understand. So please keep this quiet and amongst ourselves. Hmm?
Is that
Definitely
why
understand
those
that.
folks were in the pub last night?
What? Sorry, I couldn't understand you. What?
Is that why those new folks were in the pub last night? Do they know about these fires already?
No, these just occurred before they had arrived, and the locals have kept it kind of quiet. Again, they're fearful of the Empire and what they may do. So, and y'all do know the locals here have a very independent, strong streak. That they're not interested in being ruled remotely via the Empire. So it does make some sense to you that this is possibly accurate. Of course, you could try to determine if it's not.
Well, I'm happy to help.
Valana, you have any questions?
No, I'm just quietly watching.
Okay. Kate, you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Nick, Pandora?
Yeah, just want to verify that we can meet him back at the town hall or where we can find him, either back here or.
Let's meet back here. This farm is not used that often, and shouldn't draw too much attention. It's not known by the Empire troops who've just arrived, so we should be good to meet here again.
Okay, then we can find out what we can find out and meet back here.
If it's an absolute emergency, you can find me in the town hall.
So how about we meet back here at sunset? Or how spread apart are these farms? Is this going to take us like days to go and talk to people, or?
It's well, the tillage, like I've said before, it's a long run of land for many miles. So yes, the Deccan household is probably a a good day's travel out, and you'll have a bit of a couple of cups of woods to go through to get to their homestead. He looks over at Pandora. I'm sure you're familiar with
Yeah.
with the location.
Yeah, stares over at Pandora.
Yeah, are you
and
gonna give us some
you know
food?
where we're going, right?
Sorry, I couldn't understand you, Kate.
Stares over at Pandora. You know where we're going, right?
General idea, but we're gonna need some supplies. Are you gonna be able to give us food and water for the journey?
Oh, I figured you would come already prepared. I figured you to leave from here. Well, there's plenty
Well,
of game.
this isn't a day's journey from the town.
It's plenty of game along the way. I'm sure you could make your ways.
And I have traveling
Don't
rations.
have any,
I'm good to go.
He didn't come
don't
prepared
have
to.
any snackies.
He did not come prepared to provide you with food and other equipment. He figured you would have that yourselves.
What kind of sponsor are you?
I have road munchies for you. I got you.
I mean, I have my own snacks, but I want his snackies too.
So what exactly are we supposed to do? Is there any payment for this, or are we just supposed to go and do our own thing and then come back for payment?
If you can find out the culprit that is setting these fires, I will. Each of you, I will give you 50 gold each.
Sounds good to me.
Now that comes from my own personal pocket. I hope you understand.
Oh,
Well, we're getting ready to make this endeavor. What can you put in our pockets now?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a couple days. It's a couple of days. We need at least
cleric.
some minimum supplies for at least food.
Does he have anything shiny on?
No, he did not come prepared to pay y'all now. He kind of looks shocked that you're
No,
even
but
asking
does he
this
have
question.
like? Does he have like a shiny necklace or a ring or trinket hanging off of him?
Of course he does. He has.
Really has not noticed.
He has his town emblem that he uses the stamp and seal, wax seal with when he's out and about. He has his finery on. He doesn't have any necklace or anything of that sort. But mostly he's up under a cloak, and most of this is hidden. The only reason you know about his hand is because he's come out and as he was talking, it's kind of moving around. You see off to his side, he has a simple dagger off to his side, and he's wearing a pair of rugged field boots. And he goes, "But if it is an emergency, you can meet me back the Sunset Hall. As you know, that's where a lot of the town folks meet for evening festivals, and we do have diplomatic events there. You can find me there, or at least send
Okay.
word for me to meet you there if needed."
But otherwise, we'll meet back here in 2 days. Or do you think 3, Pandora?
Well, there are 3 farms that we're investigating, right?
Yes,
So probably 3 days.
it may take you a week.
Okay. So
With
then-
each farm being at least a day apart, it could take longer than 3 days to get to each of them and then back, depending on how far away we're going to be going.
okay, so then a week we'll meet back here.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. See y'all next Thursday.
All right. So let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll pick up as y'all depart and head up the road towards the Deccan Jelton farm. Okay.
Okay.
All right. 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
A rough start.
Yeah, we did all right. We're definitely acting pretty sketchy.
Well,
I'm listening to my friend.
oh, wow, you're echoing. I'll put you on mute until you figure it out. Hello, Valana.
Hello. I was traumatized by the technical errors, so I'm having dessert first.
Yeah, I was listening to my friend April sing one of her folk songs, and she was talking about the 5 pounds of sunscreen and sand, kind of Renaissance type folk music. It's hilarious.
Mm.
Should really check her out. Yeah, I love the music. It's so nerdy.
Post the link in the Discord channel.
You are looking so gorgeous, Hexa.
Well, I manage occasionally. Thank you.
I vote you eye candy of the night.
Seconded.
I don't know. Nick's pretty eye candy.
Nick will have his turn. Tonight,
Yeah.
it is Hexa.
Yeah.
Mm.
B, what were you drinking earlier?
I was having a little cognac.
That's what I thought that I saw there.
I needed a shot and some. I was like, what is going on with my life? What am I doing wrong that I can't get online to enjoy myself tonight?
Right.
Is that your cake? Isn't it amazing?
What's that?
Is that your cake? Isn't it amazing?
Oh, thank you. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Not bad. Not bad. I'm glad you liked it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all saw it in the chat, but Blix is a doer, not a thinker. So don't look to her to be the cautious one in the group.
But
While I'm standing in the corner, you have your feet up on the table. That tells me everything right there.
You seem to that seems to be a running theme with your characters.
Warren, you play to your.
Oh well, that's okay. You get it done. Okay.
But all my characters
Pandora.
are differently thoughtless.
Is Pandora having a problem or something? Oh my god, look at that. Okay, that's a look. I have to give you that. Check out the Discord channel. Nick's been posted a few pictures. Okay.
One's of me as a girl, one's of me as a man, which is weird, and then one's as me as like a little kid.
You're using all those face apps to do that?
Aww.
What app is that?
Snapchat?
Yeah, you can
Snapchat
morph your.
filter.
Yeah.
I can be young again? Give me a sec.
Honey, it's gonna take more than a second. Oh! Okay. So you find yourselves all on the farm. He's kind of briefed you on that. Then y'all head out, making your way towards what Pandora knows is the next location for y'all to go.
Huh.
By the afternoon, you find yourself stopping. And you know, as you're making your way along the road, you see off on the fields, off to the sides of the north, to the west and the east of the road, and it kind of meanders its way lazily over hills and valleys and things of that sort through the tillage, the Felderwin tillage, and you have opportunities if you so choose to actually say hi to any of the farmers and things of that sort, or do y'all wish to press on?
I think we should keep ourselves like not hidden, but if we see them or whatever, kind of like make ourselves distant or.
Okay.
I'm good with the incognito mode if possible.
Fine with that.
Give me 1 second, please. All right. You so you keep yourselves kind of incognito, and while you wait for people who recognize you, you kind of you don't press the conversation. The day passes pretty quickly. Y'all break for lunch. You know, up ahead of you, there's a like a slight small forested area that the road kind of goes through. That'll get you some cover from the sun, the late day sun. So you can kind of take a
Yeah, we should head there.
okay. So you make your way into the forested area, and the leaves of the canopy of the trees, they've turned a beautiful mix of colors. Like a painter has gone kind of crazy with yellows and oranges and browns and some reds, all just painted throughout the trees, if you will, as fall comes and the leaves change their colors. And as you know, many of the farmers are and right now are in the process of harvesting much of their crops. Yes, Valana?
Before we leave this place, I was going to perform a spell that would be of benefit for the next 24 hours. I needed an hour to prepare, so I thought I would mention it when we when we as a group had a break as we were
So what's the
going through
spell?
our journey. It's the ceremony. My spell is it's a first level abjuration. And if I perform it, it takes an hour to cast, and I have to touch the person, and I can perform a few different things at the same time. Well, I mean, at that time, one is a wedding where I can bind two people, and for the next 7 days, they get a bonus, but it only goes away when someone dies. But I can also dedicate someone to my service, or a coming of age. As long as it's a humanoid that's an adult, whenever they make an ability check for 24 hours, they can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to their ability check. I thought we should do this before we go into battle, since it takes an hour to cast.
So this is going to cost you 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. I assume you have at least one of all of the requirements for your spells to cast. Just be aware that that. So in the chat of Foundry, I clicked the cast button not to consume a spell slot, and so it drops that into the chat. And you can try that. So go to your character, Valana.
Okay.
And you'll see attributes, inventory, features, spellbook. Do you see that?
Hold on, let me minimize it enough so I can get to my character. There we go. Okay. Then do what?
So you see spellbook, attributes, inventory, features, spellbook. Click on spellbook. Under first level, you'll see the word ceremony. If you hover over the word, you'll see a little decapolyhedron appear, which is a 20-sided die. If you click on the dice, it'll pop up a little chat box and will say, hey, ceremony spell configuration are closed. Configure how you would like to cast a ceremony spell. We're going to leave everything default, but you want to unselect consume spell slot.
Okay.
So once you uncheck that box, hit cast, and you'll see in the chat box, it will appear. So try that out.
Did it appear? Did I do a public roll?
No, you just so what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on ceremony. You're gonna unselect consume spell slot, and you click cast, and
There it goes.
and it will appear. So I'm gonna clear the chat box now. Try again.
Okay.
Click on cast. Do not consume a spell slot, and it should appear in our chat. There you go. So that's how you can show a spell to us if you want us to read something. Okay, you just uncheck the consume spell slot. So yeah, I will give you the time you need pre-departure onto the road.
Okay. So is there anyone in particular that would benefit from?
So who is your deity? Have you decided?
Oh, I don't have a deity, but I know that I'm affiliated with fire.
So let's see here real quick.
I haven't chosen a deity, but I know that I chose fire as my.
All right, so the prime deities. I'm going to copy a link and I'm going to paste it into the chat of Foundry. If you click on that link, it'll open up the prime deities. You kind of need to look over this list and decide who your deity is going to be. It's very important because there's a lot of plot points and things that will revolve around your deity and your interaction with them.
Okay.
So take a look at those. So with your deity, you summon up the ceremony spell, and you consume the powdered silver as you begin the incantation of the spell. Who have y'all decided to enchant with this spell?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Elizabeth in the chat. That's awesome. Okay. Back to work. Yes. Yes. Who would benefit from this the most?
So if you atonement, you touch one willing creature whose alignment has changed. That probably won't help. Bless water. You can touch one vial of water and cause it to become holy water. Coming of age. You can touch one humanoid who is an adult young adult for the next 24 hours. Whenever the target makes an ability check, it can roll a d4 and add that number to the ability check. A creature can benefit from this right? So you can cast out on anybody. It says a young adult, but that you'll qualify. Dedication, you can touch one humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service for the next 24 hours, and they get some benefits from that. It can roll a d4 and add that number to the roll to save. Funeral rite, you touch one corpse, and for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell. Wedding, you can touch an adult humanoid willing to be bound together in marriage. All right?
I personally think I should perform a wedding ceremony. That way, for 7 days, you're receiving this extra blessing. Who wants to get hitched? Or we can do the maybe the young adult one, the coming of age.
I'm game.
All right. Blick steps up and says, I'll take it. So, who wants the blessing? So basically, this will add 1d4 to an ability check. And once you get this, it goes away.
So you're doing
24 hours.
And it says we can only benefit from the right one time, lifetime total, or only once at a time. Like you can't stack the bonus.
You roll a d4 and you add it to whatever that ability check, and then it goes away. Pretty straightforward.
It says whenever the target makes an ability check.
Yes, for 24 hours.
For 24 hours. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, now I've got more questions.
Okay.
When it says a creature can benefit from this right only once, does that mean they can only use
within 24 hours?
Can you use it as many times as you want in 24 hours, or just the one time in 24 hours?
It's pretty clear. The spell lasts for 24 hours, and a creature can benefit from this right only once, it looks like.
Yeah. So
So
does that,
you can't stack it. Like
No.
I can't perform it over and over again, and you get another D4. Is what I'm understanding.
Right,
But
right.
you
So
have a D4 for every check.
okay?
24 hours.
for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm totally up for that.
So, for
Hit me with-
example, coming of age, you can touch one humanoid who is a young adult. For the next 24 hours, whenever the target makes an ability check, it can add 1d4 and add that number to the roll to the ability check. A creature can benefit from this right only once, and basically in your lifetime.
In your lifetime?
What it says?
So tomorrow you can't
Until
get
tomorrow.
this right
Okay,
again.
gotcha. Okay.
I'm not sure where the tomorrow part is. Where is that?
Well, the 24 hours.
The spell lasts for 24 hours.
Right. And then you can't
Oh.
recast it on that same person.
I don't see it where it says that. It just says can only benefit from this right once.
See, he says it was totally clear, but here we are discussing.
Yeah. I can
Oh, okay. So you're thinking it's once in a lifetime. I thought it was once every 24 hours.
I can double check. Let me see here. D&D 5e ceremony.
In a related question, the wedding lasts for 7 days, and then the bonus goes away after 7 days, whether it was used or not. And a creature who had benefited from that can only benefit from that right again if the
With the
first
same partner.
who was widowed. I mean,
No, with the same partner, and you can't attach them to someone else unless they've been widowed. Is how I read it.
that's very Presbyterian.
I agree. This is not a poly religion, obviously.
Who could use an AC boost?
Yeah, so some people are arguing that it is for the lifetime of that character. Some people say for 1 year. But it does.
Oh, wow.
A creature can benefit from this right only once, and that's pretty clear in the chat. Only once.
Oh, that's a horrible spell to memorize then.
Well,
Let's not do it right now then when we're just going to talk to farmers and we really aren't expecting
Okay. Man, I thought this was something I was going to do every day. Okay, well, I'll just find another
so
spell.
there is another thing. Bless can do some really cool stuff. You
Okay.
check that out. So Bless
Which I have.
will do. You can bless up to 3 creatures, right? And whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4. So during combat, you can cast Bless as your first action, and you get 3 people instead of 1. And your required material components is a sprinkle of holy water, which doesn't cost you 25 gold.
Okay.
So it's
I'll do that.
all right.
And,
So-
and I also got the spell to make holy water every day,
Mhm,
So-
mhm.
but I could be blessed. So I'm in great shape.
So I'm looking at your character sheet. Prepared, you have 3 spells. You have it's kind of weird. You have ceremony, cure wounds, detect poison, burning hands, and fairy fire. You do not have bless prepared, so you may want.
I don't?
You do not. No,
I have it as first level.
you
Do
have
you see
it, but if you go to spell book on your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll
That's
see.
where I am.
Do you see action, bonus action, reaction, concentration, ritual, and prepared? Okay, and if you click on prepared, you'll
Spell
see.
book. Prepared. There we go.
Mhm. You'll
Oh,
see.
my bless isn't there.
No, it's not. You do not have it prepared.
Okay, so I'll get rid of ceremony and replace it with bless. Thank you.
Uh huh.
Well, can I do that, or should I just wait until we rest?
You can. I will let you change that up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to be quiet now because I obviously don't know what I'm doing.
All right. So you make your way into the woods. You find a kind of a quiet spot, and you do a quick little spread. So what do y'all wish to do? The road kind of meanders between the trees. The trail here and there you see where trees have fallen over time, and instead of moving the tree, the locals will just route it around the tree. You can see the trail at one point had gone through the tree, or under the tree, but they just kind of like went around the tree. So you see that quite often here. Up ahead of you see where the trail kind of splits from one of the fallen trees, and the path, there's no surprises here. You can see it quickly leads around the tree. So do y'all want to like make a quick little encampment or break off to the side of the road, on the trail, beside the trail, or off into the woods and seeking cover and protection?
I think we should go off into the
Seeking
woods
cover
a
and
little bit.
protection.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I wish to seek a little bit off the trail. So any one of y'all particularly skilled in survival?
Nothing.
Sorry.
Raise his hand.
What? Who? What? Sorry.
I said raise hand. That would be me.
So Nick is trained in survival. Anybody else? So when you look at your character sheet, if you look at your character sheet,
can you hear me at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
So
yeah.
we have no video of you though, so we don't see you raising your hand or anything.
No.
So my character sheet says that I have proficiency in survival with a +3.
Right. So survival or nature will work here. So if you go to your character sheet, everybody, for example, I'm looking at Pandora's character, right? And I click on attributes, which is the first word under your picture profile, and you'll see acrobatics, animal handling, arcana. If you see a green check mark next to your attribute, your skill, that means you're proficient, and that gives you a +2 at level 1 to your roll, right? So, for example, she has athletics. So it's a +2 to her roll, but you'll notice her strength, because it says strength is her prime stat for athletics. Well, her strength stat is a +3. So 3 + 2 is 5. That's why she gets a +5 to her roll. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And you also see a parentheses and a number. All those numbers, like 15, those are all passive. So you'll take you'll diverge from the road a little bit, and you're going to make a quick little break area where you kind of take a short break. So the question was, who is going to find a spot? And that's why I asked those individuals who are trained, proficient in nature or survival. They can make a check to find a spot to rest if they want. So Nick is going to make a check in what? Survival. All right. Give me 1 second. Let's go back here real quick. Give me 1 second, please. All right, that's not working. Let's try here. All right, so what do we have here on the chat box here? Let's see what y'all rolled. So we have Nick and we have Pandora. Nick rolled a 16 on his survival check, and Pandora rolled a 13 on their survival check. Yeah, so you kind of make your way into the woods a short distance. Um, oops. And you find a little area off the main trail, and as you do so, Nick and Pandora, you're kind of surprised because what you see up ahead of you catches you a bit uh, off guard. Is you make your way through the trail and you see what appears to be a rather large frog, which there have been frogs in this area, large giant frogs, but it looks torn up and half eaten and very bloodied. You should all see on the map uh, kind of what I'm displaying. Do y'all see that area?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of what you see. So as I said, you walk into the woods, you see the foliage is of the season of fall. So you begin making your way off the trail, Nick and Pandora, and up ahead of you, you see what appears to be a frog near a hole. The ground has been turned up, and like something has, think of like an ant bed, if you will, almost, of something coming out of the ground, and this poor frog is like half eaten. Part of its body's missing. Chunks have been taken out of it. What do y'all do?
Can I use my divine sense?
Your divine sense. So click on that ability so it pop up
It's
in
hasn't-
chat.
Okay.
I want to investigate the frog and see if I can determine like what attacked it.
So you move forward to investigate it.
Yes.
Go ahead and move your token to where you want to be when you do this. The closer you are, the easier it is to investigate. The further away you are, the harder the number will be. Okay. So first we'll resolve Pandora here. So she casts Divine Sense. Or is that an ability or a spell?
It's an ability.
Yeah, so no, nothing within 60 feet of you seems to register as undead, fiendish, or such. Nick, so you're doing an investigation check to see what exactly you're trying to determine here. What killed this creature, or what?
Yes, I want to find out if I can determine like what kind of a creature attacked it. If it seemed like an animal, if it seemed like something not of this world or different, or something we should be concerned about.
Yeah. So based on your
Basically, I want to see if it's just a regular animal attack that ate the frog, or if it was something that weapons were used, or anything like that, or like giant claws, or it's just
okay.
like something that ate.
That's just looking at your class features and stuff. So based on your role here, you kind of walk up to it, you take a knee, and you kind of poke it with your weapon, moving it to the side. Then this huge hole in the ground of you kind of look at that and make either a nature or a intelligence check. Yeah, so it's gonna be the same for you. It looks like either way. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you kind of you're not sure, but you do know for sure whatever it was came from the ground. Beyond that, though, you're not sure what did this.
Hey guys, it came from the ground.
From underground, to be more specific.
Huh. Is there anything else around?
There's a
Well,
big hole.
yeah, the hole, the trail behind y'all, the fallen tree to the northwest of you, and the dead frog.
This is like a great place to set up camp.
Okay.
So I did an insight. Does that give me anything?
Okay, you can't just like roll a die and say I'm making an insight check. You kind of have to tell me what you're trying to ascertain.
Oh, okay. Everybody else was talking, so I didn't know when to talk.
Now is a good time.
Oh, I was just gonna check to see if it had any kind of like if I knew what it was or anything that I might know, or whether or not maybe Pandora had been chewing on it. I don't know.
So, yeah, let's see what you get here on your insight check. All right. Yeah. Well, it's the creature was apparently the giant frog, the large frog was attacked. Portions of its body were consumed, and whatever it did, based on the marks. Beyond that, you're not sure what else you can.
Hexa, I am inclined to investigate the hole.
Okay, so move your token where you want to be. Yeah, so you kind of move up to it. Make an investigation check of the hole, please. Do you crawl in the hole, or are you only on the edge of the hole? In the hole would give you an easier success. On the exterior of the hole is a little bit harder.
I'm gonna climb in the hole.
How deep is the hole?
She's gonna go in the hole. I'm gonna stand closer to her so I can like help her get out if she needs it.
It's actually quite cavernous, 15 feet down.
Oh, that's very big.
It is. And
Netflix, don't do that.
the hole is probably a good 10 feet by 10 feet. Has a radius of about 5.5 to 8 feet, so a total of 10 to 16 feet wide.
I'm not going to camp next to it unless we've investigated. So I pull out my rope and see if anybody wants to lower me down the hole. Then the goblin.
Yeah, I assist her down the hole.
All right. So you take some rope and you begin lowering yourself down. If I can get a let me see here.
You're standing on my mouse. Stop it.
Get an athletics check if you don't mind to make your way down the rope. As you're lowering yourself down. All right, yeah, okay, great. So yeah, you easily lower yourself down. You get down to the bottom of this hole, and you see more remnants of the torn up frog down here. And you see a tunnel that's heading northwest. Here, I'll see if I can draw a line on the map for you here. So it heads off in that direction. Do you see that tunnel that I drew a line? So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it kind of heads off in that direction, and it's quite dark. And the hole is large enough for you to walk in, and you see roots and other type of impediments within impediments. What's the word I'm looking for? Impediments. Wow. Yeah, lean in. So that's what you see from down inside the hole. Nobody else can really see this, and that's what you see. And it leads off into the darkness. What's your dark vision distance?
60 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 55, 60. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's you see. You just see darkness. You could easily walk into the hole if you wanted. It's not old actually. You can very easily smell fresh earthen dirt here, and the roots of the plants are still a bit sappy, and like you see drips of sap coming from the roots, so they've recently been disturbed. This is probably, you think, maybe not even 24 hours old. Blick.
I'm going to climb back up and report to the rest of the party what I have discovered.
Okay, so you turn around and begin making your way up the rope, or you grab a hold of the rope. and you hear a noise, and maybe a slight tremor. You're not sure. The ground kind of shakes a little bit, and you kind of glance back over your shoulder, and you see a darkened shape, like upside down, moving, and then it kind of turns and rotates in this moving direction. It's very insectoid, and it's moving rapidly in your direction.
I
Do we
let,
all sense the ground trembling?
She's the only one.
I let go of the
Make a
rope.
perception check, DC 12. If you get above a 12, then you can make a public roll.
So we don't know what's going on yet, but I can make a investigation check later
Percep-
on, right?
Perception check.
Perception check.
Well, it has to do with my character class.
I can't understand what you just said. What'd you say?
I said it has to do with my character class.
Okay, explain yourself.
I'm an Earth, how do you say that anyway?
Genasi.
Ganassi. Yeah, I'm an Earth Ganassi,
Uh-huh.
which usually means that I'll have more perception of what's going on. So I guess it would be, but mine's like also set for investigation.
So yeah, click on your features. Earth Walk, Merge with Stone, Hit Point, Spell Casting, Arcane Recovery, Wizardry. Earth Walk, you can move across difficult terrain. So yeah, nothing there.
Mhm.
Merge with Stone, you can cast Pass Without Trace. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily, but I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And so what are you trying to accomplish with trying to sense what? A disturbance in dirt?
Well, not the disturbance in the dirt, but that maybe I might recognize the hole type.
Well, you do.
She just jumped into it. She didn't care.
You do know that whatever came out of this hole was a large creature. You do know that much.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cool. I'll go with that. Thank you.
All right. So what do we get here? We had.
That can bring you down.
All right. Yeah. So next, Pandora. Villana, you can certainly make a perception check if you want to see if you detect the tremor. And by the way, Becky, you can too. I mean, there's no reason why you can't.
No problem, I will. I'm going to use it for perception or investigation on this
Perception.
one. Got it.
Villana, thank you. Becky?
You're very
Kate?
welcome.
Yeah. I don't know that right.
All right. All right. Yeah, so see here, perception. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, so back down the hole, Blix, you see this shape moving rapidly towards you. You have a athletics check of 18, so you can climb up if you wish or stay down. What wish you to do?
I am going to climb up.
All right. So you see the shape moving towards you. The dirt, just in the tunnel itself, little bits of pieces of the dirt fall off. It's moving really rapidly, and since it's already dug this hole before, it's not really disturbing the earth that much more. You just happen to notice it because you're down there, and you can feel the change of the atmosphere and the wind. So you quickly climb up. You climb out of the hole, land right next to. Hang on, let me change this real quick. Right next to your party members as you come
And
out
as
of the.
I climb, I'm telling them that something's down here.
Well, why don't you roleplay that?
Hey, y'all, there's something down here.
What do you mean?
What is something?
There's a something. I'm getting out of here.
I throw the rope
Nick,
down.
pull her up.
I'm kidding.
Nick, pull her up.
Yes, I assist pulling her up.
Get me out of here!
This is a very large hole for some very large creature. We probably should not be here. We probably need to move.
Would you like me to shine a light down there and
Yes,
see what's going on?
Excellent idea.
No.
No?
Well, I'm not going to sleep here unless we know what it is.
I think whatever made the hole is still down there. And I'm not sure it's friendly at all, judging by the frog.
Y'all hear a
And if it follows us,
y'all hear a
if it follows,
echo from that hole down below, and then you feel a distinct vibration and rumble from the earth about you. All of you, no perception check needed. Feel this as the ground itself rumbles and shakes. Something is down there and it's moving in y'all's direction.
All right, I
we're
want to back up
obviously
and pull my
interrupting
weapon.
someone's orgasm. We should not be here.
I'm backing up and preparing.
All right, before you move your characters, leave your PCs where they were, please.
Okay.
So
I didn't get that far.
on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see what looks like a fist kind of holds up like this. Do y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right. So click on that and click on your initiative roll, please.
I'm still an amazing roller. I'm still as amazing a roller as before.
All right. So Pandora, what do you wish to do? As the earth vibrates and shakes, the tree leaves are losing, the fall leaves are kind of sprinkling down above y'all and lazily making their way around, oblivious to what is going on.
I would like to move back behind that tree right there.
All right, you have your full movement.
Right there's fine.
All right, so you move back by the tree. Yes. All right, next. All right, so y'all see Nyx quickly and bound away from the hole itself, and behind Nick and right beside Kat, you see the ground kind of rupture and kind of bubble upward, and you see these like roach-like arms kind of come out, arms, but roach-like appendages come out of the ground, and the ground splits open as this head with these long pincher, if you can think of a centipede, as its head kind of burrows out of the ground. Its armored, plated, insectoid head comes out with these large pinchers, begin to worm its way out of the ground. Give me 1 second. As this occurs, you see this creature erupt out of the ground as the ground splits up. And all of you can make a nature check if you like. If you get above a 15, you may have heard of this creature before.
That's it. That's the thing I saw.
It is. It erupts out of the ground. It hisses as it comes out of the ground.
Oh wow! I did better on my nature check than I have on anything else.
So if you got above a 15, yeah. So
above a 15, I'm a 15.
Yeah, you got 2 15. So yeah, you can inform your party members. You both recognize it as an Ankheg. It's a burrowing creature. They're very aggressive, and they're ravenous in their appetite. And they often burrow underground and then burst up and attack creatures in the area. So it comes out of the ground.
Do we know if they're solitary or if they work in packs?
You know that they tend to be solitary creatures.
Okay.
One second, please. All right. So it bursts out of the ground, and it kind of quickly, this thing lurches up. It's formidable in its size, quite large. So this armored plating, its underside all around its chest, as its arms kind of come out, climbs out of the ground, looks around, and like I said earlier, it kind of screeches out as it looks about the group. all of y'all taken aback by this, and you can see dirt falling off of its body as it looks about you, kind of get an idea of what it's looking at opponents. It immediately attacks with a breath weapon of its that it has, and it will do an acid spray towards Blix and Nick. So the NK spits acid in a line that is 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, provided that it has no creature grappled. Each creature in that line must make a DC dexterity saving throw. So I need y'all to, I'll do it for you. Actually, I click on your character, I think, and I click saving throw. You have normal. And so, Nick, I rolled a 19 for you, so you save. But you can do it for yourself, too, if you want to. I don't want to take away your fun of rolling dice. So, Blix, if you want to make a dexterity saving throw real quick. So what you can do is you can click on your token, and in the chat box, I think you hit save DC 13, and it'll report what you did. So try that out. So select your token, and then in chat, hit the save DC 13 dex. So try that out. Let's do Blix first.
Wait, say do what in chat?
So you see the chat conversation.
Yeah.
Do y'all not see that? Let me do it again real quick. I may have had it hidden. So I'll do this. Right? So in chat, do you see acid spray?
Now I see it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had it hidden. So select your token and then hit save DC 13 and see what it does for you. You made an 11. You failed. Nick, go ahead and make your save, please. I can barely see your head.
I'm down.
13. You made your save. Okay. So, the goblin. So it says 13 DC. So it's 3d6 or 10 points of damage. So I'm going to roll. 13 points of damage was done from the acid spray on the goblin. So I'm going to apply damage, and it immediately goes down. So let's see here. Under combat.
I'm a delicate flower.
Apparently, right? Y'all see the creature come out, and it goes, it hisses, turns to the left a little bit, and an acid spray splashes across two of your party members, and you see the goblin go, fall down to the ground, and it seems to be dead almost immediately. And that was its move and its attack. All right, back to initiative order. Blix, I need you to make a death save, please.
Yes, you do. I'm trying to remember where it's at.
So on your character sheet, I think you'll see it under...
I got it.
Where the hell is it? Rest.
It's under the... It's like in the middle of the main page under...
Death saves, yeah. Okay, I see it. It's under your features like area. Okay. So what'd you get? A 4. I think you rolled a 1. No, you just rolled a 4. You failed. Okay, so that's 1 failure. So be sure to check off 1. That's good. All right.
As a bonus action, I bleed.
You do. And you hear the goblin gods beckoning to you, promising you an afterlife of servitude and slavery amongst their kind. It's a blissful existence for you. You can at least eat all you want, right? All right. Valana, you're up.
So I think I should go ahead and do my bless to start.
You can if you want.
So I'm going to get my character sheet up, going to my spell book, I'm going to my bless hasn't made it over yet. What do I do?
All right, so let me look here real quick.
I did change it in my D&D. Do I need to log back in?
Oh, you did? Okay, give me a second. I got it for you. I'll just bring it over here this way.
Well, thank you.
I got it for you. All right, so you should see if you close your character sheet, open it back up, you should see it. You see it? Who is that in the background? I saw come back behind you.
That's my gorgeous mom.
Hello, Mom.
Everyone says hello. All right, so I have my bless up.
So you're gonna cast bless. So what you want to do is click on it. Little dice. It'll appear in the chat box.
And I want to consume the spell slot this time, right?
You do, yes. So now, Veronica, if you look at your character sheet, you'll notice under your first level spells, right? Well, it looks wrong. You should have 2. So under first level spells, you see 2/2. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cast spell for you, and I'm going to hit select consume. You notice it now drops to 1/2, right?
Yes, it sure does.
Okay, so now you've cast a spell. Now you need to pick the 3 people that you've decided will get blessed. Who are they?
I think it needs to be Pandora because Pandora's having a hard time.
Pandora?
Is it?
You mean Blix?
Blix, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being blessed.
You are over there. The 3 closest, I guess. But you're right. I wouldn't mind blessing you either. I wouldn't mind blessing you. That's a different game. The 3 closest, that would be Nick, Blitz, and Zatizi.
So Nick is also blessed. And who else? Nick, Blix.
Zatizi.
Who? Oh, the spellcaster?
Cat, because that's, yes.
Okay, cats. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, the name's
Yeah, that would be me.
All right. So we have...
It's Cat DC. It's Cat Cheesy.
All right, cats.
Cat Cheesy.
All right.
Cat Cheesy.
Cat's easy. All right, so you're blessed Cats, Blix, and Nick, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So, do you wish to move or anything, or stay where you are?
I'm gonna. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to remember how to do this. I do this. I move this way. I'm gonna come up behind it. I'm gonna go right there.
You can also click on your token and just use your arrow keys on your keyboard to move it.
Did I move?
You moved 5
I
square.
did.
You moved 5 feet. You want to move the rest of the way?
Oh.
Right there. Okay.
Oh. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. So, do you see end of turn in your interface anywhere towards the top, Valana?
Yes.
Click on that. And that brings Krazit Reason up. Or how do you say that name again?
Katizi.
What?
Katizi. All right. So I'm up.
Katizi.
And Katizi. So I'm blessed, right? So my health goes up temporarily?
No, you get if you look at the description in the chat, bless gives you 1d4. You can add a number of dice rolled to attack roll or saving throws. That's it.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So I am going to back my ass up first, since I have not been attacked. So sorry, you two. And get out of this little way. Hold on, I got this open. It won't let me do. Okay. Once I do that.
Now you could draw an attack of opportunities. Be aware of that.
Oh yeah, because I'm right by it.
That's your one and only warning I will give you from now on.
Well, I was telling you to come up here. Okay, how do I get the screen to go back smaller so I can? So if I do move, okay. I'm not gonna move yet.
So what
I'm
are you
gonna go ahead
gonna do?
and hit it with. I'm gonna hit it with burning hands first, and then I'm gonna move.
Burning
Try to
hands.
take the burning hands. Hold on.
So burning hands. So when you cast a spell, make sure you have place template also turned on.
Have what template?
So cast a spell.
Okay, got it. That's all. Okay, so I'm gonna try to angle it. How do I flip it? Is there any way to flip
Use
it?
your mouse wheel.
I don't have a mouse wheel. That's the problem.
Okay, so
I
you're
can't
just
find-
trying to get the
I can't-
creature, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the creature. So
I'm gonna
I
cast
think-
it for you.
Okay. Because I can't seem to. I think it's supposed. Yeah.
So that's kind of what
There
it.
you go.
Why don't you have a mouse?
Yeah, I don't
you don't
know.
have a mouse. You need to get a mouse if you're going to be casting spells. You can have a lot of template usage. All right, so that's how the spell works.
I'm aware of that, but
And
remember, I'm in a hotel for the night. Couldn't find it.
All right, so you won't be affecting the any other of your party members. So go ahead. You'll see I did burning hands. So
Okay.
it has to make a saving throw DC 11, right? So I'm going to click on my creature. I'm going to click the DC.
Right.
It has a normal roll. I rolled a 12, so I save. Based on your spell, what happens when it saves versus your spell, Becky?
So basically, what happens when it saves?
Half damage.
Right, half damage.
So click on the damage button in chat.
Damage. Did it again.
I can do it for you if you want.
No, remember we had this one last time.
All right, you rolled a 20 points of damage to the creature. I'll apply that. So I'll right click it and I hit apply damage. It takes half damage, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 10.
All right, let me apply healing because so only half damage. So apply half damage. All right. So yeah, so Kazit or Kat turns around. You see her lay her hands out. How does your fire spell appear?
It's basically like a big boosh out towards wherever direction, kind of like my arms going out, so it's like that V vector. So it's like a big boosh, and it takes out that whole entire area. Everything gets scorched.
All right. So y'all see Kat turn around in a panic, lower her hands down, shouts out some commands. Are there any material components for this spell?
As far as I know, it's just it burns everything in sight in that one area.
Yeah, I don't see any components listed here. Yeah, so the fire whoosh, burns out, hits the creature for damage, and then you move away.
I'm moving away after that.
All
I'm
right,
hitting it and running.
It takes an attack. It takes an attack of opportunity against you.
That's fine.
It does a bite attack at you. 23 versus your armor class is a hit.
Yep.
All right. It does 12 points of damage to you. And let's see.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
I'm down.
Yeah. So it's always very dangerous running from an opponent. All right, y'all see her fire up her spell, hits the creature, does some damage to it, but because it's just come out of the ground, it doesn't really make its way past its carapace. She runs and it lurches out at her and just rips into her, knocks her down. She doesn't advance her movement and falls dead right there on the ground.
Well,
Two of your party members are down. All right. In that turn, Nick, you're up. It looks terrible what's going on. This creature is just slaughtering your party, and it's and it's like I said, you can imagine. So you saw Star Troopers, wherever they fought that
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, those kind of spider-like creatures. This thing is crawling out of the ground. It gets flamed, and then it turns around and just like bites at the person that put fire at it, takes down the wizard in your group, and then it looks back at you and goes, and spittle from its mouth, if it could, kind of lurches out towards you. What do you
Alright.
do?
I yell right back at it and pull my sword. And do I have an advantage with Lena across from me?
Technically,
do I need to move?
you would need to move where, who is that? Blix is. You take a 5-foot step. And so, well, maybe you did. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're good where you are. I'll put you back. Perhaps. But, because you're supposed to be aside. If she was down 5 feet, yeah, I think if you go on top of Blix, you'll be fine. You can get advantage there. A 5-foot slide. Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll give you advantage there. Advantage is important in combat for sure. So what advantage gives you, if you don't remember, it allows you to roll 2d20. So when you click on your attack, you'll see the word advantage, normal, or disadvantage. You click on advantage. What do you get?
Are you standing on my corpse?
It's not very big.
All right, so you click on attack. Yeah. There you go. 22. Definitely. That's a hit. So, yeah, you pull out your great swords. Shink! And you step to the side. And what does your attack look like?
So my attack is going to be just straight to the head. Just, I saw us breathe fire, kill my friend over here. My other friend over here, like, did a fire thing, blast it. Then it attacked, and then she fell. And I'm just like, fuck!
All right. So yeah, you take your great sword, you just like pull it out from the sheath, whip it around. The creature looms over you. It rears back from the hole. It's getting ready to just dive down and attack you. You take your sword, just whoosh across its carapace, hitting deep into its armor. Roll a damage, please. Points of damage. All right. Yeah. So your sword. So you pull your sword. You whack. You feel it hit the carapace of the creature. It's armored shell. What's that? What's the word for the skeleton of a not the exoskeleton, but the keratin or something like that? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah. I don't know. It slashes into it. It digs deep into it, like when you're cracking a crawfish. Louisiana reference. And you're like, right into it, deep into its gut, and you feel your sword sink into it, and it rears back, and it hisses out in pain from the attack, but it's still up and moving. Anything else? Otherwise, end your turn. You attacked. You did a 5-foot
Yeah,
move.
I attacked. Well, I moved and then I attacked. I don't have any bonuses right now, so.
That's it then.
All
yeah,
right.
that's it.
In your turn, that will bring Pandora up next. What do you do, Pandora?
I'm gonna move up.
Here.
Uh-huh.
And hit it with my quarterstaff.
All right. This is a normal attack. Yeah, you hit. Yeah. So let's see. Does this creature have any? No resistances. All right. So you hit with a 16. You want to roll damage?
What's the difference between damage and versatile again?
So versatile, I believe, is. Sorry, I can't remember. I've lost that information.
Like, you had some special circumstances where you'd get extra little bit of damage, and I don't remember what it is.
I
So-
roll a 1d8 instead of a 1d6.
So versatile, blah blah blah. It's a
Is it
weapon
like-
property. So versatile is, where is it? The weapon can be used with one or two hands, basically.
So if you swing it two-handed, you use the versatile damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I presume you're attacking with two hands.
Yes.
Bludgeon that bitch.
All right. All right. So yeah. So Pandora slinks up there, takes her quarterstaff, and whacks across its hard carapace, cracking the shell of the creature. It hisses back at you, and you see wounds of ichor and acid coming from its body. Let me apply your damage to the creature real quick. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. All right. So the creature is it's like several wounds on its body, hits things of the sort. You see it like breathe in and then like squeeze its own body, and out from the wounds it's taken and other little gaps in its armor, a spray of acid mist goes all around it as it does a really odd kind of attack on you.
That's kind of gross, man.
I know, right?
Heck.
So, I need all of y'all to make a dexterity saving throw.
I fail.
If you're within 5 feet of it.
But I'm dead.
I know. If you're dead, you don't make a roll. Nick, you're good. Pandora, you failed. Valana, you pass. Pandora, you take. All right, you take 5 acid damage. So I will apply that to you.
Sure, the giant cat takes 5.
All right.
And you give the tiny, tiny, tiny little delicate goblin 13.
I did do it.
You're just anti-goblin.
I am. So if you were next to it and you were already dead, you have an automatic failure. So,
Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
okay.
So Pandora, you're down to 4 hit points, just to let you know. All right. So we have Blix. You have 2 failures,
Mhm.
and then we have Krazit, or how do you say that? Anyway, you have a failure also.
It's easy.
Critiz. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time with that, unfortunately.
Oh, you're rolling our death save?
I'm
No.
just telling you, you have an automatic failure if you're dead and you take damage. All right, so I've marked it for you. All right.
Oh, weird.
That's the end
Okay.
of its turn. No, that's just the rules. All right. Valana, you're up.
Wait, I don't take another death throw on my.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped you back. So, yes, Blix, you make a death save, please. You made it. Whew! One success. That's nerve-wracking. Okay, that's Blix's turn. Valana,
Okay.
you're up.
All right. So I would like to pull out my crossbow, back up a little bit from this acid, and try to hit it.
So if you move out of its range, it will get a free attack on you.
Oh, let's not do that then. Okay, I'm gonna grab. I have 2 daggers. I put one in each hand, and I'm gonna attack it.
You could crossbow it from where you're at.
So let me give you some advice.
Okay.
Just some suggestions here. You can attack if you want. You
Uh-huh.
can also cast a spell and bring one of your party members
Oh,
back up.
I don't know why I'm in attack mode. I decided to be a healer. That's right. I'm just feeling ballsy today.
You can
Let's go
attack.
back.
You could kill
Uh-huh.
it, and then it can't do any more damage at that point, right? It's up to
Yeah.
you.
And then we can heal him.
All right.
I'm gonna. Who said something?
I said we can kill it and then we can heal our friends.
This
But
is true.
but they are dying, and there's a chance they could fail and
Okay, so let me
permanently die.
let me
Yeah, I got 2 more chances, and she has 1 more chance, and then we're both gone. So you better kill this thing quickly.
Okay, let me I've got 2 spells. I have cure wounds, and then I have one that seems very appropriate, and that's spare the dying.
Mhm.
Spare the dying is
So it puts them at 0, and they stabilize. They cannot wake up or do anything.
okay. So I should do cure wounds, I guess. Let's see. I'll put it in this thing.
Cure wounds. You touch regains the number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead constructs. So you have a 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is wisdom, which would give you a 1d8 plus 4.
Because I'll do cure wounds on. How can I tell which one's which? I just see little skulls.
Castizi is right next to you
Yeah.
And that would give me one.
and is probably the better fighter, so that's, in my opinion, the way to go. But I'm dead.
Is that why there's 2 little hands there looking at me? Okay. Are you guys pointing at this for me?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'm not.
I'm going to cure wounds here. So I need to go back here. I'm going to pull out my cure wound.
Click on healing in the chat box.
I'm going to consume the spell and cast it, right?
Yep.
Like so?
Yeah.
Did it do?
Then in chat, you'll see the word healing. Click on that.
I did. And then I just roll normally, correct?
Yep. 10 points restored.
Okay.
So that just brings me up to 9.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, that should just bring me up to 9.
All right, so
Cool.
you're
And
still
I can move still, right?
You're still prone. You can still move. Just be aware. If you move, you can take an attack of opportunity because it's a new round.
If I back away, but I mean, what if I move around?
You can move as long as you stay engaged with it and you don't move away from it. You're fine.
I'm gonna move here so that I can.
Talk about.
All right.
Yeah, attack of opportunity.
I'm right here. I'm good.
All right. Yeah. So you stay next to the creature and not away from it. As long as you're within 5 feet of it, you can move around it however you want. So when you move away after 5 feet, it gets an AO on you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So that's the end that's the end of your turn.
Thank you. I'm alive.
Okay. Rayson, what do you do? Kate, Cats.
That's easy.
I have a hard time with that name.
Easy. I know. At this point in time, I have a. Oh, do I want to take attack of an opportunity? I really don't because right now I'm thinking.
You're prone. So you got to stand up as half your move. Just be aware of that.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to move anywhere. I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Are you going to stand? Are you going to stand up? It gets a bonus to attack you if you stay prone.
No. I want to stand up, definitely. But I wanted to know, because I don't remember the rule, can I, like, do a spell and then stand up?
Yes.
Or does it matter? Okay. Yeah, because all I wanted to do, who am I close to? Hold on. Yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and stand up.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to touch Pandora and give her mage armor.
All right. All right. Cast a spell. So your armor class is 13 plus your dex modifier. Pandora, do you have armor on already?
Chainmail. But that's it.
Yeah, that's weird. Your armor class is a 12. I thought it'd give you a better armor class than that.
Yeah, my armor class is 11, but
Yeah, you should have a Pandora. It's an AC 16, so you should have a higher armor class. Actually, Mage Armor will not help Pandora at all.
oh no, really?
Nope. So you burn the spell. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Oh,
So
that means I burned both spells for the day, right?
Yep.
Even though I died. Okay, cool.
All right.
I know where I'm at.
All right. So you cast a spell. It doesn't affect Pandora's armor. It's already superior to what your spell does. Anything else, Kratisi?
I want to move just a little bit because she was near me. I'm gonna move a little bit, just one down, because I can't go very far. I just want to get behind it instead of in front of it.
Okay.
So that way we have a flanking all the way around.
Nick.
So
death save, please. Roll a 20 and stabilize.
You want me to roll a 20 for a dex save?
A death save. You make a death save.
It's not dead.
I'm not dead. I haven't been hit.
Oh shit. Where are you?
He's standing on top of Blix.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna move. Sorry.
Out of the way, dude.
All right, Nick. What do you do? Make a death save. No.
Just kicks Blix out of the way.
I would like to make a death save and try and kill this thing.
Go ahead. So you attack the big onk. What time is it? We're running past schedule here, so let's see what happens.
Fine.
Blix. Oh, he got a crit! Oh my god, yeah! We'll roll for damage. Remember, you can roll critical damage. Woohoo! All right. All right. How do you do this?
You're muted.
I am going to just attack it and be like, death saving throw!
All right. You take your sword out and you just slash across its abdomen again. It cuts deep into the creature. It rears back. You can see it's getting ready to regurgitate more acid. But as your sword just sinks into its abdomen, and then you spin around towards your back, put your shoulder into your blade, and you lift upward, and it goes up the carapace as it cuts each segmented section up, and its guts spill out into the hole below it. Acid pours into the ground. Your nostrils sting from the acidity in the air, and the creature this fumbles about in the hole, falls down to its own acid, and begins to bubble and hiss from it, and it dies. That's an awesome kill. All right.
Yay!
That's nice.
And you're able to stabilize Blix at no problem.
Yes. Thank you. I'm stable.
All right.
Yay, stabilizing Blix.
All right.
That was the close one.
All right. So let's see here. That's 450 experience points divided amongst all of you. So 450 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There you go. So
it's 85.
90.
You put 90 into your experience points count, and do that in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
All right, and we'll actually end here tonight because we're so short. But if you want really quick, you can make a survival check, all of you, and that will tell me your success on taking on a short rest.
Oh,
we have one failure. We have 2 failures.
I forgot how to lay down.
That's 2 failures. That's 1 success, 2 success, and 3. All right, so yeah, y'all don't successfully get a short rest. So
I got a 10 because we had the plus for the bonus, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Same here.
Bonus from what?
From the bless.
Being blessed.
If you use it.
From being blessed.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, okay. So fine, that's correct. You do succeed in getting a short rest. Some wolves come scattering through the woods, but y'all successfully moved away from the oncag, and they don't pay attention to y'all, and you get a short rest, which means you can use one of your hit dice to heal up your damage. Okay, do you know how to do that? So on your character sheet, if you open your character sheet up, you will
I
see.
get to read. That's much better.
If you click on the attributes tab, which is below the picture of your character, all right, you'll see under hit dice, under your character, near your character's name, it says health hit dice, S rest and L rest. If you click on short rest, S rest, you will be able to take a short rest. I'll do a little screenshot and I'll post it into Discord so y'all can see it.
Is that just for the people who are successful?
No, everybody can do that. So I was doing a skill challenge to see if y'all successfully hid well enough to take a short rest and not get disturbed.
Huzzah!
If you took damage, you want to take a short rest. If you didn't, you don't want to waste your short rest because you only get one hit die worth of short rest. Yeah. Got it?
So you mean that I have to do the dice roll for the short rest, even though I don't need to up my health, right?
No, you don't. If you were healed up, you're fine. So,
okay. The reason
so,
why is
so
because
Blix,
after
for
short rest-
example, Blix, for example, did not get a heal. So she's only at what was it, 1 hit point? So she'll need to take a short rest. And you'll see that she rolled a 7 when she did a short rest. So out of 10 hit points, she has 8 back now.
Okay, the reason why is if I do a short rest, I get my spells back for the day.
No, you don't. Wizards is once per day on a long rest, unless the spell says otherwise.
All right, y'all hash that. I'm going to bed. Talk soon.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, double check your wizard stats because yeah, most of your spells are a long rest, Becky. All right, folks.
Character class.
All right, folks. You'll have a good night, and we'll pick this up next Thursday.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Don't forget, 90 experience points. Ciao. All right. And that's the game for the night. You got that, Becky? All right. Anyway, good night, folks.